Welcome back to Half A Hot Rods. If you haven't been here before, we're currently working on a 57 Chevy pickup, which is about 50% 57, about 50% 97. We're putting this 57 Chevy body on a 97 Chevy chassis with a big block and a 5-speed. In order to make sure that the cab is all right, we've got to get the doors back on. In order to get the doors back on, we got to rebuild these hinges. Come on along as I figure out how to do that for the first time. Okay, we're going to rebuild some door hinges on the 57 Chevy pickup because the ones that are in it are trashed. Let's see if I can show you this one-handed. That's just a little wobbly. So you can imagine when you extend that out another 3 feet to the end of the door, how much movement that allows. The other one on this side, this is the passenger side we're working on. The other one on this side, the pin was actually busted, so it wasn't holding at all. This pin right here was actually 2 pieces. My plan was to show you the other one that I'd already rebuilt for this side and, show you how good it looked and figure it out off camera. But things kind of went sideways in that. So we'll stop here and show you how I messed that up, and then we'll come back and do this lower one. Passenger lower. Yeah, then we'll come back and do the lower one right, hopefully, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. So my original plan was to get one of these hinges done so I could show you the finished product and say we're going to go from this to a completed one that's all nice and pretty and painted. But the problem is I messed up when I went to do this. And instead of paying attention, because I've done hinge pins and bushings on an OBS truck a couple of times now, no problem. And I know there's 2 bushings and 1 pin in each hinge, and that's how it works. But I looked in this package, and there were 4 bushings, and I thought, oh, there must be bushings in the outside part of the hinge too, and bushings in the bar. So yes, there's bushings in the bar, but there's not bushings in the outside part of the hinge. There's not supposed to be. The knurled pin and gravity is what holds that together. So, of course, I went to, drilling and grinding and cutting, and I tried to drill these out to where the new bushings would fit in, which I've reached on one side, and then realized that it's supposed to be just the pin. So now the pin is going to be sloppy in there. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to try putting the bushings in this too. And I know it's not the right way to do it, and it's probably not much more than a temporary fix, but at least that way I'll be able to fit the door to the truck and fix the rest of them, and then I can determine whether I'm going to need just the one hinge that I messed up I'll have to buy new, or if I'm going to mess up some more and I'll have to buy, 3 or 4 total. So that's obviously you're taking metal away from here, so that's going to weaken that. It's not going to be ideal, but that's where we're at. We're going to have to deal with what I've got right now. If I was more confident, I would weld this all completely shut, re-drill it, and then maybe I'd be okay. But the problem is if they're not perfectly in line, then I'm going to have issues with the door anyway. So we're going to do this temporary with the bushings, even though it's not the right way to do it. And we're going to see how long it lasts. We'll go from there. All right. So let's finish messing this up. Ouch! That's not the way I had that planned. I think it'll work good enough for now. There you go. Paint it and ship it, right? Alright, now that you've seen that soup sandwich, let's see what we can do with this one, and maybe we'll get it right. Wouldn't that be cool? That would be cool. We're going to start by not destroying the outside part of this that the pin goes into. So, yeah, let's try that. The one guy I watched do this, just, you know, tap, tap, tapped it and it fell right out. You think that one's going to tap, tap, tap right out? Yeah, me neither. Let's give her a little beating and see what she does. This way. By golly, it actually moved. I'm shocked. You see, it actually started separating. Let's see if we can maybe put a... Really, you should use a punch here, but I don't have one. I do have this old busted screwdriver, though. Let's see what it's doing on the other side. Oh yeah. She wants to cooperate. She just can't quite bring herself to do it. And it is just pushing that hinge apart. It is not wanting to let go. Oof, this whole thing is just in bad shape. We're still going to try and save it though. And maybe we can chop that off. Let's try that. What should we do? We just buzz this pin off both ends and then see what we got? Maybe. Let's try that. Because I think it'll come out of there. Oh yeah. Now we just got to figure out how to get it out of here. That's still hot from the torch. Son of a biscuit.
You idiot!
Fire, torch hot. Owie. Look how pitted that is. Again, probably should be thrown away. But we're not gonna. This may have been part of the problem with the other side is I had to cut the pin on it. The one end was busted, but I had to cut the other one. Don't touch that again, it's still hot. I think I pressed it out with a vise, come to think of it. This would be a great time to have a shop press. That's the right tool here. We don't have that. Still warm. So there's one side out. We just got to get the top side out now. Sure wish I hadn't busted my air hammer. A little more cutoff wheel action. Why not? So now I can see the lines of the serrations. I don't know if you're going to be able to see them on camera or not. And I'm hoping that since I can see those, I'll be able to drive that out. Let's see what happens. Still pretty warm. Sure could use a lovely assistant right about now. Or even a less than lovely one. I mean, even Matt would do. That went exactly the way I thought it would. Why is that not staying tight? Oh, that's great. Harbor Freight vise and the pivot stripped. Cool. Now it's nearly useless now. Awesome. Definitely bending the bolt. That's not how that's supposed to work. We've got tension on it though. I mean, maybe we add heat again? And we'll leave that socket down there. I bet it's warm. That vise really bums me out. Like it just chewed the threads out of that casting. And this is the nicest vise I've had. We're gonna take a commercial break, and we'll be back once I figure this out.
Okay, let me think.
I figured it out. I just wasn't applying enough force. I just laid it up here like this, gave it a couple of good whacks with a hammer, and here we go. We're back in business. These are the same door bushing kits as you get for a square body truck, so they're readily available in stores. The top one feels pretty good, the bottom one does not. Okay, where's the other part of this bad boy? I don't think there's any bushings left in there at all. So, just give her a good cleaning. Some of you might be looking at this and going, that is trash. You should just throw it away and start new. And if I was doing this for somebody else and it wasn't going to be my truck, I would say yes, you got to buy some new hinges. 60, 65 bucks a whack. Times 4, 130, $260 just for hinges. So on my budget, which is none, we're going to fix these and make them work for a while. And I'm not going to represent this as anything it's not. I'm not trying to sell it when I'm done. It's not a restoration. It's a fun truck for me to cruise around in. So it is what it is. All right, let's see if this goes back together any better than the other one did. So we know we used the little ones from what I did last time. Whew. That one is still toasty. And we're just going to give them a little tap. Tap, tap, tap it in.
Just tap it in. Just tap it in. Give it a little tappy.
Same thing on this side. Tap, tap, tap it in. And then we'll lay out our other one. sure we do it right. So it goes like this, and like this, and like that. We're going to squeeze this a little bit. Until it's snug. A little slag there I'm going to try and clean off. Still not snug, so we're going to squeeze it again. Pretty snug. Well, there's no play in them anymore. One rebuilt hinge, two rebuilt hinge. Ta-da! Ta-da! Well, I think that's going to do it for this round. We've got those hinges rebuilt. I won't bore you with me spray painting them. We'll hit them with some primer, maybe some rust converter, and then some paint. And then we'll get them bolted back in here where they go so we can get that passenger door hung on there. I'm pretty excited to get doors back on this, make it look like a truck again. There were some bumps in the road, but we figured it out, and we're going to get it back together and working. So again, I thank you for watching. I appreciate you coming back if you've been here before. If you haven't, check out some of the other videos to see how we got to where we're at on this truck. As always, remember, if I can do it, you can do it. See you next time.